Hey you guys, it's This Week at WeBuyHouses.com. I'm Jeff Horn here with
Mike Van Orden.
Yes, he's the king of chaos. That's here at We Buy Houses. We have a little contest we're going to introduce. We want to engage you guys a little bit. We were looking at the video we did last week and noticed that Mike and I use certain phrases. I tend to say that guys are killing it, and Mike says
they are crushing it.
Crushing it. So here's the deal. Anytime in the video, if you are the first person to hear me say killing it or him say
crushing it,
all you gotta do is comment in the video, and the comments down below the video. Say who said it, what they said. Dev said killing it at 10:31.
I said crushing it at 7:18.
And you can either get a We Buy Houses cap or a We Buy Houses
look at that
t-shirt.
Boy,
look at that, the easy way to sell today.
That closes the deal. It's over. You show up in that t-shirt, come on.
When and it doesn't. The ones that we said so far didn't count. The contest starts right now.
Right now.
If you hear me say the thing and then
me say the thing,
then you can either get a t-shirt.
You got to remember, because we're not repeating it. We're not repeating
okay,
what we're saying. We've already told you 3 or 4 times. Okay, go.
All right, let's go. Here's the news for this week at We Buy Houses. Tomorrow is our SEO webinar, 3 o'clock. Jeremy Brent, our CEO, is doing that. If you're a licensee, you would have gotten a link in your email, and it's also in the Facebook group to register for the SEO webinar.
If you're not a licensee, you should be. You would have got the link.
You would.
You would.
So
just saying.
The other thing, just an update on the Nashville conference in October 10th through 12th. We have because of the hurricane, the guys down south, and then now the guys in Florida. We're trying to get everybody finalized and signing up, and so you actually have a couple more days. If you didn't get signed up for the Nashville trip and you want to go, you can sign up between now and Friday. Is that right, Tom?
Yeah.
Friday. Cool. So on Monday we have to give the hotel our deposit, and so we're kind of locked in on Monday. So you still have time to go with us to Nashville. If you have any questions about that, give us a call. We were going to talk just a little bit about, last week we talked a lot about the Harvey situation. We did hear from Chris and Brent that they were okay down in Houston. So our guys, while there was damage to their properties, there was no injury to them or loss of life or
property. I mean, all their properties are fine.
Looks like things will be able to be rebuilt and finished up. So we feel pretty good about that, given how bad that situation could have been. We're now looking at Irma. And
we're hoping Irma doesn't keep heading west toward Houston.
Yeah,
we're hoping it takes that northern, like they're predicting.
Yeah, Mike and I were talking about it. No matter what happens, we have a lot of We Buy Houses guys in the country now. So we're looking down at our notes. We got a little cheat sheet down there, but in Florida we got Orlando, where Jason Shore works with him there. Tampa's David Burnham. So those guys, we got Greg Weinstein in Sarasota. So we've got a few guys there in Florida. So we're thinking about you guys and hoping that this thing calms down. Just you guys in Florida are so used to hurricanes. Maybe it'll just be a normal one.
Just another day.
But what we wanted to do now, we're going to do a little slideshow and kind of show people the work that our We Buy Houses guys are doing.
Yeah, I think
so. We'll see a few of those, and then we're going to end today with a pro tip, a tip of the week that Mike's going to talk a little bit about. So let's jump into our.
But before we do that, I want to.
Go ahead.
Say something real quick. Back to my boy Jack Alexander down in Florida. He started out in Lee and Collier County, and with his success, he now is in Orlando, Tampa, and Austin, Texas. So we had talked in the previous video about this, having so much success that they expanded. So I mean, he's crushing it. I mean, he's no doubt about it. So, all right. What are we doing?
We're gonna look at these houses.
Yeah.
We got them on the screen, and they'll see them on the screen, so they won't see how goofy we're acting. But
that's a fine looking house.
Just wanted to, just
American
page through a few
flag.
of these. What we're doing is we look on Facebook and see what our guys are doing and the houses that they're posting, the work. That one's Garfield Duncan out in Winston-Salem in the Triad area of North Carolina. Beautiful project right there. Is that the inside of that one, Josh? The same house, same house? Yeah, really nice work. You know, one of the things that we're doing in renovating these houses is our guys are really at the forefront of kind of what looks good, what the right texture stuff. This is Ryan Davis, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Neat house. Look at that. It's kind of like
I like that.
area that you could. It'd be cool to have a party.
Yeah,
in.
it would be.
Multiple
Nice
levels
view,
and
too.
Stuff. Yeah, it's a nice house. Stephen Johnson down in Waco. We're going to do a show. We talked a little bit about him last week, but he does really neat work. And one thing he does I love is he gives us the same angle as the before and after.
Yeah.
We get a lot of before and afters, but they're not always at the same angle. So you can kind of see when he walked in the house on the left side, that's what it looked like. And then his work. I like his floor.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Those
Yeah.
floors. Is that hardwood or is
It's
that?
actually a laminate product,
Laminate, wow.
and it's extraordinarily affordable.
Looks
I think
good.
It's one
Yeah.
of his advantages is knowing some of those materials that he uses. This one is I don't know if it's the same house, but it's Stephen Johnson also. And just kind of shows you before and after of a kitchen where he's gone in and done stainless and dark colors and a really cool tile. Really
Yeah, I
nice.
think. Wow, what a difference.
Yeah, what a difference. He also stages. Stephen
that's
does
smart.
his houses.
Yeah.
This Frank Silvera in California in Stockton, he has some of the neatest houses in that
Yeah,
area. Look
that's-
at it. I think
that
it looks
is-
like
that
a
is
little
neat.
villa.
Villa,
or
yeah,
something,
villa.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking. That's
Very cool project. His interiors are stunning too. Here's a kitchen that Frank did. Look at
I
that
like that.
backsplash.
Yeah, man, that's nice.
Yeah. We're doing a article on the top 5 things these guys do to raise the value of a house, and this is one of the shots
Oh,
from
that's
that
nice.
article. And Sean McNaughton, look at that.
Wow.
One thing that I'm seeing a lot, saw this in some of the Houston projects, is just bringing a lot of light.
I was going to say that is bright.
Yeah,
I like it
light.
though. I like it though.
Nice
I mean,
surfaces.
It's wake you up in the morning. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice.
look at that flooring, pretty cool. And this is the last one. Thought this was a really cool and warm photo.
It
This is
is.
a house that they did up in We Buy Houses Spokane, and really nice shot.
Yeah,
cool
I like
area.
that.
Our
Yeah,
CEO Jeremy's from Spokane.
Yeah, I mean that
So-
is warm is the
Yeah.
right word.
So we just wanted to show you guys,
Yeah.
it'll come back on camera, we just wanted to show you guys a few of the projects that our people are working on and give you a sense of, we really think this business is about restoring houses, restoring neighborhoods, restoring cities.
Yep.
One house at a time, going in there and taking the worst house on the street
Yep.
and turning it to the
That's right.
nicest one.
That's right.
So we have a pro tip of the week from Mike, and something that you and I talk about a lot. I think
Well,
it's one
yeah.
that it bugs you a little
I mean,
bit.
well, it's nice
It's
that
a
those
pet
houses
peeve,
were
right?
And those before and after pictures were impressive, but had that initial contact not been made with the seller, those things would have never happened. And it seems like that we've become more and more dependent on technology these days, and technology is wonderful, no doubt about it, but it also allows people the ability to do everything except what they need to be doing, and that is picking up the phone and calling the seller. And I talk to a lot of people every day on the phone, and they're more worried about what database they should be using, what software they should be using. Whether it's High-Rise HQ, Zoho, or Podio, or whatever. Instead of calling the seller, it's like, how about Patio? Okay, how about a pen and a pad? You know what I mean? I mean, when the seller, there's seller information right here. I mean, just look, it doesn't really matter. The most important thing is getting back with that seller immediately, or picking up the phone when they call, and quit thinking up all these ancillary things to do other than talking to the seller. Because guys, prospecting, talking to the seller, taking the call, that's what this business is about, because there are no rehabs or wholesale deals without initially conversing with the seller. And it is a pet peeve of mine because, as great as technology is, nothing will ever replace human-to-human contact, either in person or on the phone. It just won't. I mean, and that's much more of a tech guy than I am, quite honestly. But you agree with me on this,
No,
right?
sure, yeah. You know, I think you and I have both seen instances where people are, you know, one of the things that we saw early on in this lead gen game was someone gets a lead either through their We Buy Houses advertising or they just buy the leads from our fast home offer service, and they're not cheap. It's not cheap to get a real motivated home seller lead. And we'd see they'd get it and they would like go do a bunch of research. They're worried about getting it into their follow-up sequence and all this, and really the deal's often lost because they didn't call them in a timely manner. They didn't get over to the house. They didn't get the guy and his wife at the kitchen table and have that conversation about what their needs were so that they could fit the We Buy Houses solution to it. And it really, you're right, it happens it starts at the patio, not on the podium. You got to get in the house,
exactly,
and you got to
right.
get at that kitchen table and really see how we can solve that problem.
No, that's it. I mean, guys will spend an hour and a half, you know, screwing around trying to find out all this about the home. And you know what the seller's doing in that hour and a half? They're contacting other investors. And one of those investors is going to pick up the phone. And by the time you realize, oh, geez, this may be a great deal, that investor's already at their kitchen table getting a contract while you're screwing around looking, you know, specifics about the house.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and I do think you're right. We put a lot of things between us and just being there and solving the problem.
Just don't lose sight of the most important thing, guys, and that is this is a people business, and it's all about making that initial contact with the seller and building rapport and be human. You know, this business is 95% human psychology and sales and about 5% math. That's the fact, okay? And if you're not able to come to grips with that, then there's going to be a lot of problems down the road, because this is a rapport building type of sell. Because if you can get them to open up to you, I mean, they're much more likely to do business with you. And we talked about this before. A lot of times they're not going to show all their cards until you're right in front of them.
Yep,
They're
that's
just
right.
not going to do it. And then they'll tell you everything if you build rapport.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
So
anyway, I'm off my soapbox, but man, it just drives me
Our
crazy.
tip of the week is summarize that into don't depend on technology. You really depend on your people skills and engagement.
And talk to people. Talk to them, right?
Yeah.
You know, don't email them, don't text them, call them, talk to them.
You can do all those things.
Well, but this comes.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
That's more than that's more the follow-up type of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we may have beaten this one to death, but one of the things that I know a lot of guys worry about technology, and I've found that when I'm talking to a person, if they're not ready to make the decision, I'll kind of, you know, figure out what is their time frame to make a decision. And I just will go on my Google Calendar like 90 days out and call Bill Smith on my Google Calendar, and on that day it pops up. I call Bill Smith and say, hey, I told you I was going to call you, and he's expecting. So you don't really have to have a lot of technology to do follow-up and to. Now, yeah, look, do you want to drip like emails and things to this guy? I don't know. Really, if somebody's not in a situation where they're going to sell their house within the next 90 days, that's not really a motivated seller. It's really just a person interested in selling their house. So I don't know about those follow-up sequences and all that stuff. I think it's all cool stuff, but
I mean,
are these prospects really, are they someone that's going to sell you their house 2 years from now? I don't know.
Right.
Maybe not.
Maybe not, but it takes 30 seconds.
To find out.
It takes 30 seconds to find out, guys. I mean, anyway, this is so rudimentary to some of you, but it's an epiphany to others, right? Because they just, you know, it's like there's a saying here in Texas, dance with the one that brung you. You know, don't forget where you came from, what got you to wherever you're at. You know, it's human nature to stop doing those things that work. It's crazy, but people do. Something's working great and they stop doing it.
Yeah.
Just it's crazy. But anyway,
that's our tip of the week. That's our pet peeve.
That's our rant of the week.
So that'll be our deal. Instead of tip of the week, it'll be like
rant.
Mike's pet peeve.
Yeah, pet peeve.
There's another thing.
There's another thing that drives me crazy.
Anyway,
all right.
Shut up now. Terrible idea. All right, so that's it. I think we're wrapping. Hey, thanks for joining us this week. We're going to try and keep them a little
more condensed, tight.
But it's hard. We just
Yeah,
start
it's
talking.
time. We start rapping.
Anyway,
But
good spending some time with you guys.
Good job.
Talk to you next week. Boom!
Anyhow.